Expect the best used car deals guaranteed. Visit arnoldclark.com.
Welcome to Peter and Roughie's Football Show, sponsored by Arnold Clark. I'm Peter Martin, Alan Rough, Tam McManus and Barry Ferguson here with us, all talking football, a few legal things here and there, but nevertheless it's all about you as well to join us on Facebook Live, on YouTube Live, we're on Periscope and of course Twitter at PLZ Soccer. Give us your opinion on anything that's bothering you in Scottish football and beyond. It's as simple as that, and it's our favourite day because we get a chance to hear Tam McManus move his microphone about constantly and it feels as if somebody is belting your ear. So today you'll not have ice in Ruffy's glass, but you will have Tam move his mic about and belt it like that. And the reason for that is because Tam will not actually meet up with anyone outside the East Kilbride area for a mic stand that we bought him
social distancing.
4 weeks ago. 4 weeks ago. Absolutely unbelievable. That's what we're up against, Baz. The professionalism here is unbelievable. And I'm looking there at Barry and I'm wondering, wow, I was just looking to see if the three stripes are there to see if Barry had actually got a pre-order of the new Adidas Celtic top, but it doesn't. I couldn't believe it. I nearly fell off the chair there, Tam. I looked at it and I thought,
you see the wee bit of blue in there. Yeah, and
saved by the Nike. Yeah, is that
he only wears Nike.
Do you know what? I actually put it on, and that's what came to my thoughts about 20 minutes ago. I was like, that looks pretty similar to the Celtic top.
The badge looks a bit similar. What's the badge? The badge, what is it? Looks like a wee shamrock.
What is it? You need to resuscitate. Anyway, is it an Inter Milan? What is the badge?
No, it's just Nike's own. They do like their own team wear, so.
All right. That sounds as if it's for the Barras, that one.
Yeah, that's absolutely. Two for a pound. Did you get socks with it?
No,
he's got his Donny socks with it.
See, to be honest with you, I ordered something 3 weeks ago and it was late for delivery and they gave me 3 pairs of Nike socks free. But this wasn't one of them.
Right. Okay, and Tam, I can only presume that's Derry City.
Yes. I know there's a few Derry City fans I know to tune in, so I'm just going through the old wardrobe. I've sort of wear a new strip every day. I asked Barry to wear one of his strips, but he said he's got them all framed.
Yeah, absolutely. Is Derry City a Kappa? Is that a Kappa wear there, Tam?
No, it's O'Neill's.
No,
it's O'Neill's, who's actually the new sponsor of Partick Thistle, I think. Roughie,
yes, you're right.
Shared more than that. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, you're right. Our new strips just been launched as well. Very trendy.
Okay. O'Neill's the pub?
Mm-hmm. No,
I don't think so.
Your favourite bar, Barry?
Place you go in,
yeah.
No, can I say it's a place that you try to convince me to go in at the Christmas night out for one beer, but I gave it a wide berth.
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, we have all sorts of people tuning into us. Don't forget to like, share and follow on Facebook. Debbie Plumridge. Now, Debbie, I'm delighted you're joining us and watching the programme because it's one of those names that sounds as if it's very, very posh, to be perfectly honest with you. So we're delighted that you're with us because we embrace everybody from all walks of community on this programme. You're joining the football family and we're delighted. Hi to Neil Thompson, Tam Maguire, Errol Campbell, Dave McDivitt, Scott Graham is on as well. All the people getting on quickly, Paul McGurk, Sean Russell, Margaret Clark, and over and above that, Chris McLachlan, Scott Fairgrieve. I want to say hello to so many of the people. Kenny Taylor has joined us. Good to see you, Kenny. It's been a long while. Paul Campbell, and Derek McLeod as well, and Dave McCann.
Is Big Stevie McCormack on again?
He probably will be because he's probably taped last night's programme so he can see himself on it. But Dave McCann has joined us as well. So Dave, great to have you on because I know you're a big football fan as well. Lots of people joining us on the programme, Niall Kane and Alison as well, all want to give their opinion because quite simply it's court case time. And I know that Tam and Barry are quaking in their boots on this.
Oh no!
But let's cut to the chase. Here's the release of basically what's happened happened at the court today with regards to the Hearts and Partick Thistle case. With regards to it, the QC was arguing on behalf of Dundee United, Raith Rovers and Cove Rangers. The decision has come out. Hearts and Partick Thistle's case will now go to arbitration by the Scottish FA. So they've lost that part of it. They wanted it obviously in court. Lord Clark stated Hearts and Partick Thistle must comply with SPFL rules. Rule 99 of the SFA Articles of Association states clubs are not permitted to raise legal action without permission from the SFA board. Hearts and Partick Thistle wanted it, obviously, as I mentioned, to be heard in open court. The SFA must arrange an independent panel for a tribunal quickly to avoid delaying the start of the 2021 season. The judge granted a request for documents to be uncovered relating to the case before it's heard by an independent panel. Raith Rovers, Dundee United and Cove Rangers' motion to dismiss Hearts and Partick Thistle's legal case has been refused in court. So, Roughie, it'll go to an independent tribunal, which is obviously not what you and Hearts wanted. But the key element here that I think is a little twist in the tail is you will be able to get access to documents that maybe you wouldn't have had access to.
Yep, you're right, Peter. I think right at the very start of this, we were wondering why we got Dundee United and Cove involved and everything. It was a judgmental procedure you had to go through to get eventually to the arbitration. Yeah, disappointed that it's not going through the courts, but I think we all knew that was going to be a hard one to get round with the rules of the SPFL. So the arbitration is the next step, and I think that's where Hearts and Partick Thistle wanted to get to. I think you made a very relevant point there, that the big thing is the documents. The documents in the court, the SPFL did not want these documents to be disclosed, and now the court has decided that these documents will be disclosed when it goes to the independent arbitration. So that's the positive side of it. We just have to wait and see how that goes.
Now, with that in mind, the reason why I mentioned it as a positive, quite simply on this, Barry, is that might give Hearts and Partick Thistle's, case an extra bit of strength if indeed the timeline of events, discussions which were taking place, phone calls that were made, contents of discussions between clubs that were made, of course the timeline with regards to the vote that Dundee put in, and the emails, all of these documents might help their case, and I think that's what they're hoping for now that they haven't got their way in court.
Yeah, Peter, I think Hearts and Partick would want that. What's happened in the lead up to all the stuff with the missing vote and the vote not coming in time, so I certainly do believe it will help Hearts and Partick Thistle's case. But Peter, again, when it's going to the SFA now in front of the new panel, I hope it doesn't drag on. I seen in your release statement there that hopefully they're going to get it up and running quickly. I hope that's talking next week, because what we don't want is it to run in, then it's going to affect the start of the season. We all want the season to start on the 1st of August. We want to see our football back played, so hopefully it doesn't rumble on and they come to some sort of quick decision with the new panel.
Yeah, and with that in mind, Roughie, if I'm being honest, and this show is all about opinions, I think now maybe you're up against it. That's my gut feeling now on this, because I still feel, there could be the odd twist. The twist that I mentioned over the last couple of days is maybe clubs' ability to continue, depending on the way the First Minister judges when fans can get back in, the continued support of not only supporters but the likes of a James Anderson and others to prop clubs up. I think it's an outside chance there might be a twist that would maybe save Partick Thistle, and then you end up being in the Championship. I don't know, but I do feel as if your case, you're up against it now. I'm swaying towards you're not going to win it.
Well, as you know, Peter, my opinion, this is just my opinion, this is not the club's opinion. My opinion was obviously it was going to be difficult to get reinstated, but you've got to have a go at it. You can't be seen to be walking away. I don't think any other club would have walked away without doing what we're doing at the same. They were under the same circumstances. I have went for compensation all the way down the line. I think everybody to a man knows that the losses that we're both going to incur by whatever's happened, we're now going to be starting playing football in October, with a season that's going to be cut. So the financial loss is going to be unbelievable. I can't put a figure on it. So I think now, again, my opinion would be if we go to this independent arbitration and the documents are out there for everybody to see, I would like to think that compensation would come our way. Because everybody from the start, going back to the boy for Dundee, he stated it. A lot of people have muted that there should be some kind of compensation, and not just for us as well. Everybody's forgot about Kelty and Brora Rangers. Everybody's just, that's it. We're not going to bother about them now. They've got a case that they should be doing something about as well. I just think this, right, let's move on. We've got it sorted. Has to be seen to be challenged, and I think that's what we're doing. And I'm saying my opinion is if we could get some kind of compensation, but I think 99% of people would agree. I don't know what that compensation figure would be, but I would like to think that there should be something on the table.
Yeah, well, I agree with you 100%. I have been resolute in my backing of Hearts, much to the annoyance of some people. I backed Partick Thistle on this situation, Tam. I always thought reinstatement was, a long ball game that didn't look as if it was going to win. But I do agree with Roughie. I think they should be compensated. And because of the timeline of events that we've been on this programme consistently, I still think they should have a sizable compensation package for Hearts, for Partick Thistle, for Stranraer. And I don't think we should forget the despicable way they've been treated and the despicable nature of some of the clubs and how they conducted themselves over the last 3 months.
Yeah, Peter, they should be getting compensated. It's been unfair from the start. We've been very firm on this show and consistent. No club should have been worse off. No club should have been relegated. And I just feel it's been wrong. I feel that Partick Thistle and the clubs you mentioned should be getting compensation. I think they will, Peter. I don't think this will go to the court. I think it was a little bit of a win-win for both today. I think, obviously, getting transferred to the SFA wasn't great for Hearts and Partick Thistle in particular. But, if they're going to uncover everything in their court and open everything up, like Barry said, the votes, Nelms up at Dundee, Inverness, how they behaved, if all that's going to come out into the open, Neil Doncaster will be, I think he'll be a nervous man if he's getting to hide. So I think this will get sorted before everything gets opened up to the public.
Yeah, what do you make, Barry, of Roughie's statement there that, Brora and Kelty may well look at this and think, they've been shortchanged as well? I mean, would your board look at that, or would they view legal action or any kind of claim as just a forlorn hope?
Yeah, just a hope, Peter. Listen, it was going to cost far too much money for the club of our size to go through with court proceedings are through lawyers. We did look into it 3 or 4 weeks ago. The board and the general manager had a good chat about it. But look, at the end of the day, Peter, we're really disappointed in the way things finished up. But we says at the start, when all this happened, is we're going to be either happy or we're going to be down about the scenario it happens. And I just feel that the pyramid system's pretty much been forgot about. It's been shunted to the side. We do feel that we had a case to go and at least play the playoff against Brora, and then obviously that would allow us to play the 42nd club, which was Brecon City, but the SPFL weren't forthcoming in putting that 42nd club forward. So we've been disappointed in it, but do you know what? We just need to move on now, Peter, and hopefully we get the guarantees that there is going to be promotion in our league next season, because there's a lot of clubs that are going to try and get out of the Lowland League into the SPFL, but we need it rubber stamped by the SPFL that they're going to allow
Barry,
the clubs.
Have you not assurances? Have you not assurances?
No, we're waiting on that.
It's going to be right.
We're waiting on that. The general manager's been in talks with the chairman, and that's one of the stipulations that we want. That we want like a guarantee that there is going to be promotion via playoffs. We just want that. I think it's only fair. And if that's not going to happen, the pyramid system that they brought in is totally pointless, because there's a lot, Peter, I'll tell you, there's a lot of clubs, not just in the Lowland League now. You see through in the West, there's a lot of clubs financially putting a lot of money into it to try and get through the system and into the SPFL. Now, if they stop that, it's really pointless for these ambitious clubs.
Yeah, would you be looking for assurances in writing?
Yeah, I think that's what the club would want. We've got to have it in writing. Not just our club. I would imagine East Kilbride, East Stirling, Bonnyrigg, BSC Glasgow, all the clubs, and I'm talking about the clubs through in the west of Scotland now, that the new league set up, they would want assurances that there's going to be promotions through the leagues.
Yeah, well, don't forget on the evidence of what we witnessed over the last 2 or 3 months that it matters not a jot what's written on the paper, Barry. Just want to get you ready for what's coming. You know, it's as simple.
Is that my contract there?
No, that's actually your release papers, because Eddie Thompson has said, "Is Tam in Berlin?" That's a C-shirt section in Berlin. And I honestly, somebody said to me the other day, "Is there any?" I mean, look at Barry. Barry's actually made an effort this summer. Barry's moved into a little section of his house which has got a little bit of greenery there, and he's got the little boards.
He's got a mansion.
And it looks great. Well, no, but the thing is, he's actually made it softer. He's actually gone to a consultant to say, "Look, Barry."
Is in his therapy room?
Yeah, can I just say, Peter? I just bought a new fake plant. Look, I'm going to put that up next. I've been buying.
You see,
I've been ordering artificial plants because it's therapeutic. It's therapeutic, Peter.
Well,
so
and
I've been
and a lot of
net.
people don't realise.
He's changed.
Barry,
He's changed for Ned.
realise that Barry started with us, Tam, and he was similar to you. He was in a hard, aggressive, cold room like you're in, and people didn't warm to him. And then he went away and got a consultant, and he's made it a softer thing so that a lot of Celtic fans start to like Barry.
Yeah.
But you, on the other hand, you look aggressive. You look as if you're ready to kick off with anybody in East Kilbride with that backdrop that you've got there. And Eddie Thompson's right. That clobber you've got on today looks as if you're doing hard time. That's all I'm saying to you. You need to have a look at yourself. And Roughie has gone the other way. Roughie's saying midway through the lockdown, he put photographs up of his daughters with model photographs so that they would embrace Roughie as the likeable dad. So there you are, you know. And it's all about making sure you look right.
Barry, I mean, I went out and bought like flowers for the show. You know, flowers. You know, just the show.
Yeah.
And that was the first thing I thought that was the first thing when I saw Tam as well. I watched
He's escaped.
Papillon.
He's escaped.
I watched Papillon. I watched the
plastic ones.
I watched Papillon the other night there, and that's what he was wearing.
Yeah, absolutely. It's
artificial
magnificent. I mean, I love this strip. I love
artificial
the top,
plants.
Barry,
saves you watering them.
You're right.
I like them.
That's the way ahead, Barry. There you are.
But Roughie, can you do me a favour? Can you straighten up your pictures at the background again?
I did. I said that to Maggie. That's the way.
Look at
that's the way they're supposed to be.
That's
it's
gone.
artistic. It's artistic.
Yeah. Oh, is that right? Yeah. And also, I have to say to you, the amount of people who are, I can't believe the backdrops for them all. I've got to go neutral, as you're aware, Tam. I don't know if you're aware, Tam. That's why I've got this backdrop here in this room. Barry's been in this room before. I swear to God, we've had a party in this room, and Roughie was here, and Barry was here. It was the first time I think Barry had been in the man cave here. And Roughie was sitting on the couch, and I'll never forget it. Roughie's wife had a few scoops, and she was lying there, absolutely out of her tree. And then this song came on that she liked, and she just jumped up and started dancing in front of Barry. And if you'd have seen Baz's face, was just looking at him as if he was a complete space cadet. It was a great thing. It was fantastic.
Honestly,
anyway,
she was out cold for about 40 minutes. Bang. Straight up, dance, drink.
By the way, I've got to thank Jason Wood, who I think has nailed it. He says, Tam looks like a deck chair. That's the best way to sum it up, by the way. I'm amazed people aren't sitting on him.
It's like a barber shop.
Yeah, absolutely. It's fantastic. Anyway, we've talked about the Hearts Partick Thistle, and again, I hope it comes out that you get compensation, Roughie, and Hearts as well. But I have my doubts about it. Whoever decides to sit down, and I hope somebody has actually detailed it because they've been sitting in their house with nothing else to do. But whoever writes a book about this and actually details what happened on a day-to-day basis, you would not believe it. For me, some of the things that have gone on will live long in the memory. Most of them leave a sour taste.
It'll be very, very interesting, and I know it's putting a lot of pressure on these people, who these people are going to be on this independent arbitration, because it's a big, big call for them, and it's going to be a really difficult task for them. So I think they come for a wide range of people. You might know more than me, Peter, but it'll be interesting to see what kind of people go on this panel.
Yeah, it's by the way. I hope it's an independent panel, not with anything to do with Scottish football. Because if Scott Gardner's on the panel, you're goosed.
The WhatsApp chats will be buzzing.
Oh, there you are, absolutely. Who needs documents? Just look up your phone. Anyway, apart from anything else, let's move on, because there's lots more to talk about. We're going to hear from John McLaughlin, the Rangers goalkeeper. We're going to hear also from Brian Rice, the Hamilton Accies manager's been speaking today. We'll also hear from Jurgen Klopp and Pep Guardiola. We've got it all for you in a football show. What more could you ask for? Simple as that. Okay, Dundee United, the saga goes on. Now they want to speak to Mickey Mellon. He's at Tranmere. It's got a good growing reputation, Tam. But again, I think they're just reviewing all the options that they have here before eventually stumping up on one that they think can take Dundee United forward. My choice, I think, if they could get him and afford the compensation, is Malky Mackay.
Yeah, listen, I think obviously Malky's on the radar. Mickey Mellon's come out left field. He's not been mentioned, but in the last few days he's been getting a bit of traction in the press. I think Tony Ashcar knows him well as well. He's done a good job in England. Again, Barry was speaking about it the other day. Does he know the Scottish game? I think it's important. If you've been down to England your whole career, I think it's important to get somebody that knows the Scottish game. What surprised me about this, Peter, is Tommy Wright has not even been mentioned. He's not even been mentioned in dispatches. He's not been approached. He's sitting there. He's free. For me, that would be a kind of no-brainer to go and even speak to him. But I don't think Dundee have even went near him. So I think Malky Mackay would be a good choice. I think it might cause a little bit of unrest with some people because of what he's done in the past. Listen, I don't agree with that, but people now are offended at anything. So there's going to be a bit of hassle if they get Malky Mackay in. So it's up to Dundee United to think about it if it's worth it.
Yeah, I hope that doesn't come into the equation, because he has apologised. People make mistakes. We all make mistakes. Yep. If you are, if you are looking for, a manager that is the perfect human being with no baggage, you'll continue your search from now until doomsday. He's made mistakes. He said he's sorry. He wants to get on with his life. And I know he's done a lot in the background to try and show contrition. So, although I do understand, and I'm a big fan of Tommy Wright, I think those two candidates, I know you're Tommy Wright as well, Barry.
Yeah, I'm hard, but listen, I know Mickey Mellon. I've known Mickey Mellon for over 15 years, Peter. I got to know him when I was down in Blackburn. I lived beside him in Lytham. And I was lucky enough to play under Mickey for a month. When it turned sour at Blackpool, I fell out with the chairman and I went on loan to Fleetwood. And I know I says the other day about people knowing the game in Scotland. Mickey takes a big interest in the game up here. He's obviously Scottish. He keeps his eye on the ball up here. You just need to look at the jobs he's done in the past, Peter. He's took Fleetwood from the conference up into the leagues. He went to Shrewsbury, done a good job, and he's done the same with Tranmere. So I can see why they're looking at Mickey. Mickey has had a good managerial career, and I can talk it firsthand. His coaching and his management was excellent the month that I was with him. And I'm sure he would look closely at the job. But I did say, Tommy Wright, I'm with Tam. I'm astonished that he's not even been spoken about. I can see the point in Malky as well. But Mickey would be a good choice. He would be. He's been in management for over 15 years as well, Peter. So I can see why Tony's looked at Mickey, and I tell you what, the Dundee United supporters wouldn't be disappointed if he come up here.
Yeah, Roughie, I'm a wee bit worried because Barry threw in a line there that you and I weren't aware of, and it's obviously left me just wondering over the next few months. He said he fell out with the Blackpool. He fell out with the Blackpool owner.
I'm shocked. Shocked.
There's a thread going here, Roughie. I think we're in for an argument with him at some point. Do you?
Yeah. No, I think he's changed a wee bit now. I think he's mellowed a wee bit. I think maybe 2 or 3 years ago we might have had a hard task to deal with, but I think he's sort of. I think you'd be able to handle him now if he was to throw a wobbly.
Yeah,
just Peter. I was just sticking up for my teammates as captain and the chairman.
Is that Carol Oyston? Oyston?
Oh,
he was a tube, wasn't he? He ruined the club.
I tell you, some days he was great to speak to, like great, and then on a days he'd be the total opposite. What a good club it was. What a good club Blackpool was.
Just out of curiosity, Barry, I had the choice. I had the choice when I was signing, players for the team, for the PLZ team, and I looked and I thought, will I go for Roy Keane or will I take Tam McManus? But you can't beat punditry like that. He's a tube, isn't he? I mean, you just don't. You can't get that, can you? You don't get that anywhere else, do you? I mean,
that's what you get for 30 quid a show.
I made the right move. Well done. And listen, Stephen Hill has been regular on the programme. And again, the good thing about Stephen is doesn't necessarily agree with us all the time. He gives us pelters and batters a few of us if he doesn't like the opinion. He said, just a question about the show. Follow the channel, not just from the live days during the pandemic, but before. YouTube show, 5 weeks on YouTube in the studio. Will it continue? Or will you switch once we get all back together? Well, this has proved to be really good because we enjoy the banter with each other. I think when we do get back together, we'll just be sitting on a couch. I think that's going to be the great thing that we're all really looking forward to, Roughie, just getting back together, still with the banter. And I think it's less formal if we're all just sitting on a couch enjoying each other's company. Is that fair?
Yeah, it's definitely is a lot better. The only thing is it costs you financially having to buy new gear to keep up with Barry's stuff,
I know.
He comes in with all that new gear. It's just we need to get some kind of clothing
allowance. Get a sponsorship.
Allowance would be a good one, But particularly the jeans. I don't know where you get the jeans. He just sticks to you. I've tried to get them. I can't get them.
Skinny jeans.
I thought the funniest part of the whole season was when Barry started coming in with his All Saints tops that he likes to wear.
Oh, he loves it.
He'd a range of 4 or 5 of them, Tam. And then, slowly but surely, the 6 to 8-year-olds started shopping in All Saints, and he started coming in with his range.
No.
And I don't know about you, but a svelte Barry and a chunky Roughie in All Saints gear is different.
Roughie only bought one. He only bought one top. He wore it to death, the black one. He did.
I have to
never
say that I never personally bought it. If anybody said, "Would you want for your birthday? Would you want for your Christmas?" I'll just go into All Saints and get me something. I don't care. But,
Barry was it.
But then once you get the one, you get the black. You get the black one, and then Barry goes, "Oh, I've got the brown one and the grey one and the charcoal one." You just can't keep up. Yeah. But I'm going to get a pair of these jeans. I'm going to try and get into a pair of these jeans.
By the way, Roughie.
And what are these shoes called? What are these shoes?
Balenciagas.
I'm going to get them as well.
You better sell the car. Sell the car.
Get the Balenciagas in the barras.
Honestly, can I just say one thing? I would do end to see Roughie in skinny jeans. I would.
Oh, brilliant!
I would.
That would be. Listen,
I'll actually buy you a pair, Roughie. What waist are you?
It's a Stonewall certainty.
44.
Well done, Roughie. Well done. Anyway, so there's a good recommendation on Mickey Mellon from Barry Ferguson. So, Dundee United fans, there's 2 or 3 really good candidates. I think that's the good news about the Dundee United situation. Now, here's a player who's decided to go back to the club where it all started for him. Jake Hastie is at Motherwell. Obviously, this is what he had to say about the deal, because he's gone back to Motherwell on loan from Rangers. Everybody was talking about him. He had a small amount of time there, and there he is. He'll be going back to join a few of his mates. If you look at the comparisons of Hastie over the last year since he made that move to Rangers, there you are, 38, 10 goals at Alloa and Motherwell, and Rangers and Rotherham, 3 goals in 18 appearances. I'm not going to argue over the money. Everybody knows you go for the money, you better yourself that way. I just think it's been not the right decision for him. I think we lost sight of Jake Hastie for a full year there. But one thing I would say in defence of the boy, Tam, he's got a chance now to go back to Motherwell, join a very good side. Trevor Carson, David Turnbull's there, Declan Gallagher, Tony Watt's in there, as well as Alan Campbell and others. I think he's going back to a really good squad at Fir Park.
He is. Listen, you can only ask a boy if he regrets the move or not. Listen, his bank balance will probably say different, but we spoke about it. We spoke about it the other day. It's there's 2 sides you can look at it, really. You can take the money, or you can stay and play more games and then try and get a move. But I think him going back there, he's only 20 years old, Peter. He's still got a long time, a long future in front of him. He's had a taste of it at Rangers, and he's trained with top-class players. So he come back. I think he'll come back to Motherwell a better player. He's got a little bit to prove to the Motherwell fans because of the way he left. He let his contract run down, and I think it done Motherwell some money in terms of compensation. So he's got a little bit to prove to the supporters at Motherwell. But if he comes back and does well and scores a few goals, they'll soon forget about it.
That's the dilemma, Barry. It's not just because Jake Hastie suddenly decided he wanted to go to Motherwell, he wanted to go to Rangers. Lots of youngsters look at the bright lights, the big name, and think that's it. We've made it, or we're going to the Rangers or Celtic because it's been their dream, and it just doesn't work out. You don't get regular football.
Yeah, look, Peter. He had to. He's tried the move. It's not worked out, and he's made a real wise decision in my eyes, going back to Motherwell. You just pointed out the players that you named there, some really good players and some really good young players as well. So a wise move for the boy. I just hope he goes back. The Motherwell fans accept him back, which I'm sure they will, because, listen, he's a boy still to fulfil his potential, but there's a lot of potential in there, Peter, and I think he's made the right decision and gone back to Motherwell. Under a manager as well who's renowned for obviously bringing through young players. He gave Jake his chance to get that move to Rangers. So look, it's a real chance for the kid now to come back. And as I mentioned, Peter, a year ago, go and get 30, 40 games under your belt and then see where it takes you for there. So good decision for the boy.
Yeah, absolutely. Elsewhere, as far as the moves, the shakers, the people who are signing players, John McLaughlin checked in at Rangers. He's stated to all and sundry who are listening that he's not there to make up the numbers at Ibrox.
I certainly hope that I'm not coming just to fill a space on the bench. Of course, this is a massive football club. They've got a very good squad of players. Got a fantastic goalkeeper in Gregsy, and I just want to come and be part of that squad, of that group, trying to push it forward, as Gary said, and improve the overall squad, and be ready when called upon, and hopefully that can be sooner rather than later.
I don't know about you, Roughie, but I think that's a great signing for Rangers. He's a good goalkeeper.
Yeah, I think he is. He was that good. He forced himself into the Scotland national side, and that would be the only downside for me for him if he's permanently in that Rangers. On the bench, he's possibly given that up through no fault of his own. It's a decision he's made. But I think you have to be playing regular to get into the Scotland camp. But he will be pushing Gregsy. But if you look at the record book, and Barry will probably tell me better than anybody, there's not many other goalkeepers get games, in the form that Greggsy's in just now. So if you're talking about just playing 2 or 3 games in a season, You know, and that's a big thing for a really top class goalkeeper to sit in his backside without getting a game.
You know, there are some times with Barry Ferguson that there's a telepathy that goes on between the two of us. What do you make of Gregsy?
Who's Gregsy?
I know. Brilliant. But it's just because like John had said Gregsy and then brilliant.
Gregsy. Right, okay. Anyway,
Gregsy.
John McLaughlin's a good signing, isn't he, Barry?
Yeah, listen, every time I've seen him, Peter, he's always impressed me. But listen, he's got some job in his hands trying to get that number one spot. I know Greggsy's no looking to retire anytime soon. And his form last season, I thought he was unbelievable. He just gets better wage, Peter, Gregsy. So good signing, but he'll push Gregsy and it'll just make Gregsy even stronger, I think. So he's got a real struggle to get that number one jersey.
Yeah, no need to mention Gregsy 4 times and rub it
I was going to say
that. I think he's got the message. I think he's got the message. It's okay.
You said Gregsy 45 times.
I know.
I'm a fan of Gregsy.
Gregsy.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm a fan of their sausage rolls, as you can see. But anyway, apart from anything else, here's a quick one, and again, I just want to get your thoughts before I get this little bit of news. We always get news coming in, but I want to get your thoughts on this. I'm going to go to you first, Tam, and I'll go to Barry last. Roughie in the middle. There's real
I think they've
push.
disappeared, Tam.
No, there's a real push, Tam. John Barnes came out with a line, which I just found is a long list of Steven Gerrard's pals. I've been speaking to a few Rangers fans this week. Obviously, this is the season of all seasons. Rangers determined to stop 10 in a row. And Steven Gerrard, for me, I mentioned John McLaughlin was a good signing, Tam, but they haven't signed the 2 or 3 players of the calibre that I think will stop Celtic winning 10 in a row. And John Barnes came out and says Rangers should stick by Steven Gerrard even if Celtic win 10 in a row. I'm sorry, Tam, I don't know about you, but, you know, many a good manager has been finished second, and it's just not good enough.
You can't survive 3 seasons at Celtic or Rangers without winning anything. Particularly nowadays, I mean, the pressure's on Celtic to win 10 in a row. If Steven Gerrard doesn't win anything this season, I think he should get sacked. You know, he's been very, very well backed. You know, obviously, he's improved Rangers, but just improving them is not good enough in Glasgow. You've got to go on top of them. And Rangers have got to go and win something, particularly stop 10 in a row. You know, if Celtic win 10 in a row and Rangers win the 2 cups, then obviously you think about it differently. But if Celtic go and win the treble again, win everything again, Gerrard will be sacked. He's got to go. I mean, there's no room for sentiment. He's improved Rangers, but he's got to win something this season. And I'm sure Barry and I'm sure the majority of Rangers fans would say that as well, to be honest.
And on this, Roughie, I mean, there is absolutely no doubt in my mind, and I am a huge fan. I was a fan of him as a player. I like the way he conducts himself as Rangers manager, but I'm going to be honest with you. You know, I mentioned to one of the Rangers fans I was talking to this week, Tam Burns' Celtic side played phenomenal football. Tam Burns get the sack. So I know he's a god down south, and they've rolled out Jamie Redknapp, and they've rolled out Graham Souness, and they've rolled out John Barnes. They can roll out every person that thinks he's absolutely bomb-proof, but he's not. Second is nowhere in this season, and I don't even think 2 cups will save him. This 10 in a row is going to be poisonous by the time we get to December.
Yeah, I've said it all along, Peter, that I don't think you'll have to sack him. I think he's big enough and being in the game long enough to know that the challenge he's put in front of himself, if he doesn't achieve that, he will step aside of his own accord. I would like, if that is the case, you know, I think that would be the right way to do it. I still don't think Rangers would sack him. I really don't. And I know where the two of you are coming from. I get what you're saying, but I just think from where Rangers were to where they are now, and I don't know where they're going to be next year, I don't think he's a sackable manager. I think he himself will make that decision. Thanks very much. I've done my best. You know, you've given me the finance. I've not come up with the goods. I'm now going to step aside and let somebody else take the challenge on. I think that's the way it'll pan out.
Rubbish.
Well,
Keep peace.
I don't agree.
Listen, can I just
do you think he's some sort of god?
No, I don't
Can I
think
just
he's
say
a sort of a
something?
god, but on you go.
Listen, I don't care if it's Jurgen Klopp or Pep Guardiola. Any manager's sackable.
Yep.
If you don't win, especially up in the west of Scotland, I think Steven Gerrard knows this season's the biggest season he has his career as a manager. He knows he's got to deliver, Peter. And I'm with you. And I think he needs to win a cup. I think it would ease a bit of the pressure. But the big thing everybody talks up about here is 10 in a row. It's what Celtic are going for this year. And Rangers need to stop it. As simple as that.
If Rangers start the season, Peter, sorry. If Rangers start the season, first 6-7 games and they're 7-8 points behind Celtic early doors, you don't think Rangers would sack him?
I think Tam, I think he knows that as well, but I think he knows this.
Yeah.
He needs to go off to a flyer. He needs to make sure he's at the top of that league. Whether Celtic have won the first 8 games, he needs to make sure Rangers have won the first 7 or drew 1 or won the first 8. You need to be on their coattails. You need to, and that's for the start of the season until the end of the season. They need to make sure, because it's massive. You know what it's like up here, west of Scotland, 10 in a row. It's massive news. Rangers need to try and stop it.
I was speaking to one of your mates and we were talking about Rangers, and I was telling him about the 3 amigos, 3 top draw players in Cadet, Van Hooijdonk and Di Canio.
Mm-hmm.
And Celtic had won a game at Ibrox, and you would have thought they had won the European Cup. One game doesn't matter. Over a course of a season, lovely free-flowing football, easy on the eye, goals aplenty, doesn't matter. If you haven't got the whole package and you don't win the league, you are goosed and you are getting sacked. It doesn't matter who you are, you're getting billeted. And I don't know any Rangers fans. There's some Rangers fans on here, Barry,
38 games.
No, it's coming, but he will get sacked. Listen, if you're a Rangers fan that thinks Steven Gerrard's bomb-proof, you're off your nut.
I would rather play 38 garbage games and win. I don't care about playing nice football. It's about getting 3 points on a Saturday or a Tuesday or a Wednesday whenever you play. Hey, that's a bonus if you play good football. It's about winning. And when you're at a club at Rangers, you've got to start winning things. It's simple as that.
I agree with you. 100%. It's an interesting one. Now, listen, the Ralph Hasenhüttl, I nearly got it wrong there. I nearly did a roughie. Let's call him Gregsy. Yes, he says with regards to Fraser Forster, we haven't decided what we're going to do next season with our plans in this direction of our loan players. Some have done a very good job, and it's also clear that loan players don't want to go again on loan. Normally, they want to go permanently somewhere, and we will find the right solution for every player in the summer. When the right moment is there to discuss it, then we will do it. Now, that is a manager's way of saying, listen, if you want Fraser Forster, sign him permanently or belt up.
Yeah, I think in terms of Celtic. Sorry, Ruff, on you go.
No, I'm going to say it's not going to happen because Celtic are not going to pay £5-6 million, and you have to come to the same agreement with the wages. But I think now Fraser Forster deep down thinks he's got a chance of getting back into that England squad. And in my opinion, he's not going to get into that England squad playing up here. The only place he's going to be in the shop windows down in England. So he needs to get back into that team down there or somebody else, and then start again because. Once you get a taste of being in obviously the English national side, he'll want that again. He'll appreciate what it is to be with Celtic and the crowds every second week and playing in Europe and everything. But he wouldn't get in that England squad playing with Celtic.
Yeah, William Armstrong says Steven Gerrard's got to stop 10 in a row. It's as simple as that, in my opinion. They should sell Morelos, cash in. He's a great goal scorer, but he's a hothead and can cost us points when he's suspended. Never mind any other cups. It's the league. That's our main priority, says William Armstrong. William, thanks for your views on that. And Barry, I know we mentioned it earlier in the way, good 3 or 4 months ago, but I still think they need the 1, 2, and 3 blue chip signings. I haven't seen them yet.
Yep, and I hope they're up his sleeve, Peter. I know Rangers have made a few signings, and they're decent signings to be fair, but they need these top end signings, guys that are going to be coming straight into the starting 11, because this is, I'll keep going back to it, this is a massive season ahead, massive. So the signings have got to be spot on, and I believe the signings have got to be guys who go straight into the starting 11. No guaranteed, you've got to obviously fight for your place, but you'd be looking at guys that are going to come straight in.
Yeah, Stephen Martin says, rubbish, Roughie. See, everybody's disagreeing with you today, Roughie. Stephen Martin says, Big Fraser playing up here. He's enhanced his chances of getting capped. His first cap was when he played for Celtic, which is a good point. He did actually get that recognition when he was up here, but it was playing, I think, regularly in Champions League and making some unbelievable saves that enhanced his stature.
Can I just say something about a goalkeeper? I mean, I'm sure Roughie will agree with me. See, getting a top-end goalkeeper, Peter, it gets you 12, 15 points a season. I don't care what anybody says. It's like Rangers have got like Alan McGregor, Foster come up. I thought he was immense for Celtic. So it's it's important that they get a top-end keeper.
Barry,
what did you say, Roughie?
He won Celtic a League Cup as well. He won Celtic League Cup. He was outstanding at the saved the penalty. Outstanding.
Yeah,
if I'm Celtic, on you go, Roughie.
You just have to look at any top team now. They've all realised if you don't have a really top goalkeeper, you're not going to win things. Look at Liverpool. Liverpool's a perfect example. You know, and most of these other teams have got the Man Uniteds, the Chelseas. They've all went for quality. And that is when you get success, you know, when you buy a quality. Yeah. They're the guys. Everybody says strikers win you games, but goalkeepers in the modern day now do likewise. And that is why a lot of them are now 15, 20 million pounds, whereas before they would be paying peanuts for keepers.
Yeah, but if you look at Celtic's blueprint, it's not paying £5 million for a 32-year-old.
No, that's what I said. Yeah, that's what I said.
But they might need to change, Peter, they might need to change that mentality then. Because they're getting a guy where... Yeah, it's just like Tam will tell you. See behind you when you've got a top end goalkeeper, you know if a team's going to get 1 or 2 chances per game, you've got a right good chance of that keeper saving them, and that's what he brought to Celtic. When Celtic weren't performing last year, as Tam just says in the League Cup, he won Celtic that League Cup with his performance.
Yeah, I think if Rangers had a good backline, Barry, last season, that they would have been closer to Celtic.
Yeah, it's a good shout, Peter. I agree with you. I still think that's an area that surely the manager's looking at strengthening. I do believe that he needs to bring in a couple of top-end defenders.
Yeah, absolutely. If you're reading some of the papers, you'd have thought you'd beckon Baron Baresi playing last season. But watching some of the games, one that sticks in my mind, Barry, was Rugby Park. I just can't forget it. It's, you know, I go down there and I'm watching that game and I see Rangers, they get the first goal and I thought they're going to push on. Yeah. But, oh my God, they lost a goal and then squeaky bum time, the whole defence collapsed.
Yeah, that's the worry, Peter, and that's something I'm sure the managers during this lockdown will be sitting down with his staff and speaking about it. There's many a games that happen, Peter. They're in control, they score the goal, something goes against them and the team fold. That's no good enough. You can't have that if you want to win championships and you want to win trophies. Listen, leaders. There's things go against you in games. That's up here. You've got to have the mental strength to get through that.
Well, you were one of the best in the business at that, so we're not going to dispute that with you. With regards to our predictions for the new season, I wonder if Roughie, for the possible 7th or 8th year in a row, will tip Hamilton for the drop. Because this is getting, I don't know about you, Roughie, but this is getting interesting. I think
they're indestructible.
Motherwell looking good. Suddenly, I mean, look at St Mirren. St Mirren have got, you know, Richard Tate they've signed. They've managed to get O'Shaughnessy as well. I think, you know, Jim Goodwin's putting together a good side there too.
Yeah, I think but if we were going to talk about who are the 4 people who are going to be in the relegation zone for the majority of the season, these will be teams we're talking about. You know, it's too early to say which one it's going to be because they're still trying to finalise their squads. I'd personally think that Dundee United will find it difficult, and I'm only going by the times that we played them in the league. I know they won the league very, very easily, but there were games there when they struggled a wee bit, and I think the last 7 or 8 games of the season, I think they only won about 2 of them. So I think they would have to strengthen heavily, to really consolidate themselves to get into that top 6.
And there's Gary McPherson here who's just sent us a message on Facebook. He says, Barry Ferguson is the only boy that talks sense on this show. That's from Gary McPherson. And then he's just added, Barry, do you want 2 sugars in your tea when you come home? And do you want all the surfaces cleaned to a high level, or just a light spray over them?
Did they put we are the people after his message?
No, that's coming. It's Gary.
He sounds as if he's staunch.
He is staunch.
Yeah, absolutely. Anyway, I love it. It's Gary's
black
way of
3 sugars.
Yeah,
Black
absolutely.
3 sugars, my tea.
It's Gary's way of saying that he hates the other 3 people on.
That's fine.
I'm not surprised at that. I'm getting a bit like that.
Gary, he's with you on it. He's with you. Anyway, with regards to Hamilton Actors, what?
I can't believe he's just said that. I can't believe he's just after saying Jared must go.
Yeah,
he's going to be sacked.
Yeah, listen, Roughie.
Gary's got selective hearing. Gary's got selective hearing. That's what happens.
Hey, listen, you've got to win stuff. If anybody's sackable.
Absolutely, Baz.
You're
right.
sacking him after 8 games if he doesn't go on a good run.
Oh,
yeah. Listen, many you've got to win. You can't be off the pace, Roughie, after 8 games. Come on. Geez, peace. Got to be close. Anyway, apart from anything else, Hamilton Accies, Roughie has for, I would say, 70-80% of our time on this show tipped them for the drop, but they've just defied us season in, season out. Of course, I don't think you'll tip them this time, because Brian Rice was asked today about the whole Hearts Partick Thistle case, and he's backing you 100%, Roughie.
They're doing their best for their club. Listen, the 2 clubs involved, they've got a gripe, and quite rightly so. Every club would be the same. They're just looking after their club and their fans. I've absolutely no qualms with that. I would like to think we'd be doing the exact same thing. So, I don't take anything personal. And Budge thinks it's best for Hearts and Partick Thistle also. You've got to look after your club. I mean, football clubs are a massive part of the community, absolutely massive, and it generates a lot of money. So, whether it's right or wrong, they're looking after the clubs, in my opinion.
Yeah, I do
top
think,
6.
Roughie, and I know we're going to a top 6. I do
6.
think we would have had the same attitude if it was Hamilton Accies down there.
Yeah, why does all the football people agree that Hearts and Thistle are okay, yet when it goes to the people who own the clubs, they don't see it that? I know why they don't see that. But it's just incredible. I know, we know that, but why should that be the way it is? Everybody in football who's got a football opinion says that the clubs are hard. Stranraer as well are hard, don't they? But and nobody wants to deal with it. It's just, that is why, and I'm glad Chipper said that. I'm glad, that honest people in the game can see the hardship that's going to be ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, let's not forget, lads, hypocrisy is a noble art in this game. There's nothing like being two-faced across the entire
Explain that to
season.
Barry.
Yeah, well,
there's a lot of two-faced. There's a lot of two-faced people in football. Believe me.
Yeah. Absolutely. And at the end of the
riddled
day,
with them.
that's the nature. Oh God! Look at you. You're ready for a fight. By the way.
He's getting strong. Strong words for Barry.
Quick, get a track.
Always strong, Tam. I'm not like you. I don't talk behind a Twitter feed, mate. When he goes out in the night out, he's absolute. I was going to swear there. I'm not like that.
Petrified.
Oh, exactly. You're right, Buzz. Yeah, I know. Grow a spine, will you, Tam? Anyway, apart from anything else, the Accies are starting to get their season in order, and Chipper is his nickname. Brian Rice is looking forward to the new season.
We lost a lot of players, some that we wanted to keep, but unfortunately we couldn't. We tried hard to keep these players. We made them offers in December time, but the lads decided they wanted to keep their options open to the summer and see what came up for them. They're entitled to do that, but we brought 3 lads in, and I won't be looking to add too many more, maybe 1 or 2.
Well, they've always given youth the chance as well, Roughie. So it'll be interesting to see how they get out of the traps this season.
Yeah, I think they'll be the same, as St Mirren and Ross County. Dundee United will put them in. But as you say, Hamilton, year on year, when we all start to maybe say they're the ones, they have the ability to dig themselves out of it. Maybe it's because they've been there in numerous seasons before, but I certainly won't be tipping them this year. I thought Ross County were one of the teams that were very fortunate this year for the season to finish early. I thought they were on a wee bit of a free fall, but they've invested as well, in bringing players in. So we'll just have to wait and see, that once the season starts, which players adapt quickest.
Yeah, and if we don't get fans into the grounds by October and beyond, Tam, it certainly won't affect Hamilton Accies.
I'm glad you said that. Glad you said
Is that because
That's shocking.
Are you insinuating they've got a small support, Peter?
No, well, there's a whole band of them on the left
It's a
hand
typical.
side who are clearly they're clearly
That's a
fifth and
typical
sixth
snobbery
years old.
guy. That's a
Yeah,
typical.
I know,
comment.
absolutely, it is. Honestly, I mean, I stand by it.
I'm hearing that the 5 away fans are quite happy to still continue to go to some of the games.
Listen, see, cause Peter's made a comment. The first one, Roughie just jumps on, didn't he?
I know.
He's all.
Backs his mate up. Backs his mate up.
Exactly. And let me tell you something, by the way.
I'm on Twitter.
Yeah, and the other good thing about it, of course, Roughie backs his mate up, because when we're 2 sets up, we are going to go for the third and go for the jugular, boys. Let me tell you, the 2 of us will be battling like hell to make sure you 2 are well and truly.
Yeah, by the way, Peter, is a Slazenger racket good? Is that Schneider? Will I get caned if I turn up?
It's a good one for you, by the way. It's a good one for you.
It?
Has it got strings? Has it got strings in it?
Yes.
Yeah, that's fine. It's good enough for you. Yeah,
it's not the old wooden one, is it?
Yeah, it's
no. Barry's got a Babylon or something. What's his? A Babyliss or something?
Oh,
if you're top of the range.
Babylar. By the way, he's got a
Babylar.
It's just like it's all Saints. It's all the best gear.
Oh, Barry's got the top stuff.
He's got to hammer me when he sees my Slazenger.
Can I tell you something? God's honest truth.
Listen, don't worry, Tam. On you go, Peter. Sorry.
Well, I've seen your Babylar racket. It's absolutely top drawer, Tam. It's got Bluetooth speakers in it and everything. It's unbelievable. And there's a wee telly in it as well. It's magnificent.
Do you know what colour it is?
Yeah. Oh, it's red.
Yellow.
It's an absolute stonewall certainty.
Well, yellow. No, it's not.
It's not green.
It's green and black.
No, it's not. It's red, white, and blue.
Limey green.
It's red.
Lime green
Red,
and
white,
black.
red, white, and blue.
It's got it pimped too.
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, I don't know about you guys, but just before we get ready for the weekend, last night I settled in and watched, as I predicted, Man City dismantled Liverpool. Roughie, did you see that coming?
Yeah, I think I did, Peter. Obviously, when you're on the run that Liverpool were on, your levels of performance are up there, and obviously it's dropped a wee bit. And Man City had something to prove, but the boy Sterling's absolutely magnificent. I think he is a fantastic player now, but I think he's the next one that's going to go to another level like Real Madrid or Barcelona. I don't think he's far away from that. But again, that young boy, who I'm not even going to pronounce his name because I'll probably get it wrong. Yeah, it's the one. I think he 20 years.
It's a hard one to
age,
pronounce.
You know, it's any names. Hey Tam, any name's hard for me. I just don't take a guess. But no, he's definitely a Man City player for a time. When you hear Guardiola talking about him, he knows he's a player.
Yeah, absolutely. Pep Guardiola, well and truly, as you would imagine, happy to get, well, not so much revenge, but a good win over the champions.
Yeah, so delighted. Congratulations against the team. beat the champion, the quality that they have, the way they incredible focus. I saw them in the guard of honor, like how they were focused to play, how they shout and they help each other to try to beat us. That's why they are champions, because when you are champions in this way, it's because it's not more important than the other ones, and that's why to beat them in 4-0, the chances we create, we have done, the way we defend. 3 more points.
Yeah, well happy with it. Although I have to say, I think Jurgen Klopp got a little tetchy in the after-match press conference. As you can imagine, the line of questioning was probably suggesting that Liverpool had been out on the bevy after they'd won the league, which, of course, you couldn't blame them. But Klopp was having none of it.
Has nothing to do with last week, to be honest. It hurts, like the defeats hurt. What I wanted to see tonight was a team who is ready to fight against Man City, who had obviously kind of, I'm not sure if it's the right saying, but the point to prove, whatever, that was easy motivation for Pep. Let me say it like this. And then the decisive moments City used, we didn't. So, and that doesn't help.
Yeah, key moments in the game as well. But good stuff from that game last night. I certainly enjoyed it, even with no crowd. Here's the English Premier League fixtures for the weekend. If you were going to pick a game, I know some people like to choose a game that means something. Norwich, Brighton at the bottom end has got implications. Leicester, Crystal Palace, Manchester United, Bournemouth, Wolves against Arsenal, Chelsea, Watford, Burnley, Sheffield United, Newcastle, West Ham, Liverpool, Aston Villa, Southampton, Man City, and Tottenham against Everton. I wonder which one would get your vote to watch, Barry Ferguson.
I'm actually going to watch Man United. I've watched them in the last couple of games, Peter, and they're starting to improve big time. They just look a different team. Now he's starting to bring his own players in, and obviously he's had a bit of time to work with them. So I'm going to have a wee look at Man United. I was impressed with them against Brighton the other day there, so I'll have a wee gander at that one.
Roughie, I might watch the Monday night game, the Tottenham Everton, as well as Newcastle West Ham, but I wonder if we can get your thoughts on Tottenham were denied. I mean, honestly, if you talk about VAR, Tottenham were denied a goal. I hope it doesn't come here, because if you're going to start taking goals away for that, the game's a bogey, isn't it?
Yeah, listen to all the managers giving their opinion on it, and they're right. You know, that handball rule has to be seriously looked at. But we were talking about at the beginning of the season, some of the decisions, I don't know what happened to deliberate handball. You know, that was the easiest way to sort this out. But that one last night was just ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. The boy could do nothing about it at all. He was on the ground, and the guy actually hit the ball off him. So I can see why a lot of the managers are getting frustrated, and it's getting pretty tight now down the bottom and up the top. So I think VAR better get its act together, or it could be dangerous for a lot of money involved now at this stage of the season, and I wouldn't like to see somebody getting relegated or losing out in Europe because of a VAR decision. But it is shocking. But I've been impressed with Wolves, Peter. I really hope Wolves put a wee push on here. I know there's a Champions League spot available, obviously with Leicester slipping a wee bit, but I would like to see Wolves possibly pushing into that top four.
Tam, what game are you
football
going
they
to
play
watch?
is very good.
Probably Liverpool, Aston Villa. I think Aston Villa have got a really hard run in. You know, they're a club that I like. I'd like to see them staying up, but it seems to be between them, Bournemouth. I think Brighton down there as well. West Ham got a great result the other night. So as Roughie was saying there, it's very tight. And Liverpool, I think, have been stung by the criticism they got last night. You know, they were miles off the pace all over the park. So I think for Aston Villa to go to Liverpool, I think they could be on the end of a bit of a backlash, to be honest.
Yeah. Okay, just before we go, lads, Franny Weldon says that was a low blow to the Ackies there, Peter. Franny's on YouTube. He says, my grandson plays for their boys team. He's gunning for you now. He's not happy with that.
Peter
I'm only having That's me. I mean, I'm only having a bit of a laugh about this. And the other thing I was going to say to you is a lot of people putting in, especially on YouTube and on Facebook as well. We're getting lots of people coming through and ordering off Tam just a 1 scoop cone and then the 2 scoop tubs as well, Tam. If you can put some raspberry on them, that would be absolutely fantastic. And 2 quenchy cups as well, Tam. If you could get that order ready, that would be magnificent. Yeah, do you remember them, Bazzy?
Oh, I used to love quenchy cups. I loved them.
You used to stick him in the back of your bike. You put him in the back of your bike, you'd make a noise. Remember you tied him in the back of your bike?
Aye.
Yeah.
On it was a
No
motorbike.
quenches. Aye.
Quenchy cups. Roughie. Great days. Do you remember quenchy cups, Roughie? No,
I don't remember
Penny
these ones.
Fallons.
No, I got a bike stolen off me once up in Marana Street, and that was it.
Wow. A bike and you've lost Senga, your first love. If anybody has found Ruffy's bike, what street was it in, Ruffy?
Marana Street.
It's
Boy
probably
just
on
came
the
up for it.
roadshow now.
Yeah.
Boy just came up to me and said, "Right, give your bike." So I just gave him it.
Pierre,
There was no hassle.
He made up for it. He made up for it later on with plenty of riding.
By the way, the boy, listen to Ruffy there, Tam. The boy just came up and said, "Use your bike," and Ruffy gave him it. And Ruffy was 64 at the time, and he just wanted to the bike to him. That is magnificent.
What age were you? What age were you?
I was about 10. He was
Where'd you see?
17.
Where'd you see?
He'd have chucked me in the canal. He'd have thrown me in the
To be fair,
canal. My career
it
would
was
have been
Senga.
over.
It was Senga.
Scotland supporters would have been rejoicing.
Use your bike. Anyway, apart from everything else, the battle goes on. SPFL now going to arbitration with Hearts and Partick Thistle on this one. It will be an independent tribunal, to be perfectly honest with you, with people who'll now make the decision on Hearts and Partick Thistle and Stranraer. Will it be compensation? We do not know. Case of they have to take their medicine and get on with it. We will find out very, very shortly. What are you up to over the weekend, Baz? Anything exciting?
No, Peter, the weather's not going to be great, so I don't know. Maybe go a walk tomorrow or Sunday. Just I had a game of golf yesterday. The weather was great yesterday. The day it's miserable, so it's to be the same tomorrow. So
I thought
nothing much.
I thought you'd been saving your walk for the 12th.
Yeah, are you going to stop starting fights on this programme? He's not the Phil Schilling, by the way. Anyway,
This guy's lost it.
He's unbelievable. I'm going to go over there and leather him, by the way. Anyway, apart from anything else, the one thing I would say to you is stick to the First Minister's rules on this one. If you are indeed going out and about, why not just keep it to Scotland at the moment? Let's stay safe. Let's follow the rules. Let's keep our social distancing, please, so that we all stay safe and well. As ever, you can like, share and follow us on Facebook. And as you can see, Tam has stood up now and he's getting ready to leave the show. The full outfit has been revealed. That's magnificent. Tam's going back to his cell and we are all going to enjoy ourselves in the freedom of Scotland. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. From Roughie, from Barry, from Tam and from myself, Peter Martin. Stay safe. Thanks for watching. We'll see you Monday.
Expect the best used car deals guaranteed. Visit Arnold Clark